Guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. The first part of this town is now built, and I've decided to actually, in fact, do and rename it to Automagrad. I think it's an awesome name, Ultimagrad. I think that's very good, and maybe we'll call it like Ultimagrad extensions 1, 2, and 3 and something like that as we go. As you can see, most of this is built, and the reason for that is I was using this tool on the infrastructure components, and for some or the other reason, it all started building at the same time. I don't know if it's a user error or whether it might still be because it's in beta, of course, or it's in early access, and things like that still happen, but ultimately, I don't mind that we're getting things done a little bit quicker. Also, I've now assigned the helicopters to be building these bridges, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how that in fact works. Here comes the helicopters. Let's have a quick look at what they bring in. I want these bridges and things built pretty quickly. Here comes the helicopters. Just want to see what they in fact do. They're just gonna drop it off where? On the side. Seems to be on this side is where they're dropping that off. Anyway, that's okay. I think we should have these road connections built pretty quickly now that the helicopters are working on them. And then if we have direct connection to this part of the city over there, Zotro over there, that should be pretty cool. Are we in fact building these guys? Yes, we are. So they should be doing their thing. We don't have these guys stuck anywhere, do we? No, they are in fact moving. Okay. One of the things that we need to get done pretty quickly, because as you can see, we now immediately have people here. They are basically people moving here from the hostels. I haven't moved anybody over. And I can start doing that, but we don't have any food or anything like that over here. So I'm going to pause the game for a second while we quickly have a look at a facility where we can drop off some stuff. And I'm kind of tempted to do this area here as a place so that we can have busy traffic across here instead of doing it over here, which is pretty close to where it used to be over there anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan out our kind of drop-off area for our logistics space. That's what I want to do. Our logistics area is needing to come in over here. So what we'll need as part of a logistics area, we would like to have various storages. So if we go with this guy, I think that that's not the one actually. I'd rather have more food. So this one gives me 425 food but no meat. That was the issue. The other one, which is this one over here, gives us way less of these things but does in fact give us room for meat, and I think that is an important differentiation. So now the question is, these guys are coming in here. I'm thinking if we do a little something in this general area, so they can come in here and we'll give them a little bit of a loop. And I'm thinking what we can do at the same time is let's quickly see about extending these. Something like that is, in my mind, quite appropriate. We run that out through here. I may have to end up paying for a fair bit of this, and then what we'll do is we'll straighten it up to be about parallel with that road connection over there, so we can see where we go with this specific facility. Now, what we'll need to do is I want us to, from this area, so this is going back out that way. So what we'll need to do is I want to run something like this that we then tie in here. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. And so I'll want to do that. And what we'll do with this guy is we'll run that up to about here, and then the intent is we pass it through that way. And now the the thing is, here, what we could do is we could actually jump off an additional line through here, bring it up to there, and then what we'll do is we'll tie it in like so. There we go. I think that's pretty cool. That will hopefully mean we don't have too much issues with this. So if I then, let's run this in a little bit. Just wanted to think, now if we're going into the opposite direction, so this guy wants to tie, oh, you know what is the problem here? Just thinking, I'll have to, let's trim that back all the way over there. Gonna extend this a little bit more. So from that angle, what we'll do is we'll bring someone off here. And that might be a little bit far. Let's just bring it back a little bit so that we can tie it in appropriately. I'm thinking of tying it in like that. Yes, that's good. Interestingly enough, this guy should be able to... Yeah, absolutely. This guy should still be able to tie in over there. No, we don't obviously don't want to do that. So if we run it straight through there, so this ultimately should probably be a raised something. Now, what I'm wondering is with all of those in place, and what we'll need to do is this guy needs to go out to that direction as well. So let's quickly do a little section of this. That will ultimately go in there, and what we'll do is we'll need to tie in something like this and tie it in like so. So if we do that, right, and if I trim this back, can I ultimately, because that would be pretty cool, can I ultimately make this a bridge? If I do this, no. If I do this, oh man. Let's take off the snapping. If we do this, oh man, look at that. Is that high enough? No, come on. This is working. 2, 3. If we do that, oh, look at this. We could ultimately do a little something like that to make sure that this doesn't get too busy. Though this is not a requirement just yet, but I would like to be able to do that in the future. So it's a little unorthodox the way it is looking at the moment. But what we'll do is we'll just tie that straight through there. So at the moment it's going to be a little bit of a junction style thing there, but we can ultimately sort that out. So excellent. So this is what we're going to do. That brings us off here. We could even tie it back in on this side now. So what we could do is we could now, I'm just wondering, do we in fact need all of this? This is a massive piece. Maybe we'll just leave the one there so we don't actually tie in an extra one over here. Okay, now the things that we're going to need. So if we're saying this guy is coming in here this way, it probably needs to come off earlier, and then let's do something like that. Let's trim that back. Actually that's fine. So we'll loop it around this way, and then we'll see how we get everything in there. So from a storage perspective, I'm after this guy. So let's do that. We'll put this this basic storage here. We can provide a bit of an access, maybe even as close to that as possible, so that it doesn't have to travel too far to get there. So let's do something like that. We'll place that one over there. Then we need to place a few others. What is this? Extended grain elevator. How does that even look? Wow, that's not bad. Should have looked at some of these for some of our grain silos instead of that absolutely big one. We've got a warehouse over here that's also got a bit of a rail connection onto it. I don't necessarily want to tie these things together, apart from the fact that we may in fact, like to tie together a loading station. That might be good. So what does this do? This stores a fair bit of other stuff. So that warehouse is pretty sizable. If we go to the one we like, this one is much smaller, but it'll look, and that's actually got a dual track right over there. Ooh, and if we do this, we could run them both together, and then they have their vehicle pickup facility. So I don't think we necessarily need to go crazy with vehicle loading bays, or if we do, maybe we just do separated loading bays. So something like that could be okay. So let's do that. So we've got this guy, and then what we'll need to do is we'll need a little bit of fuel. Don't think we're gonna need the bitumen, but for fuel we're going to need a loading facility. So let's actually start off with the rail track. So if we got this going, so I want to make it straight a little bit, and then we'll run it that way. Yeah, I think so. That might be okay. And what I'll do is let's switch it back on that old snapping piece there. This one, however, we wouldn't need to snap it quite. That's a little weird. We'll try and smooth it in over here. Is that okay? Okay, so let's run this guy down. And what we'll do is we'll do that and this, and then what we can do is we can get another section through there. We'll maybe trim that back a little bit. Something like that. We can tidy that up a little bit later. I think this logistics facility right over here would be pretty good. Is it? Yeah, it's maybe a little unnatural. We'll have to have a look at that. Maybe a little bit unnatural. Now, what we still need to do is we need some loading facilities for, and you know what? Let's get a rail platform thingy. And it's actually the cargo variety. So cargo station, if we can get the medium gravel loading alternative. This is a wow, that's actually a boat thing. That's awesome. What we're after is this. So this one, I'm after this one to be able to load. So these are their own, and we've got a little bit of extra space there. Then if I wanted to maybe push these back a little bit so that there's room to store a vehicle there. Yeah, so let's do something like that. And then back to storage. Then I would like to do double 4Ks. Ooh, they actually have their own. So do we have the ones without the rail? We do not. So the question is how important is that little piece there then? And we do need to bear in mind, actually this is not an important one. Let's get rid of that. There's not a lot of stuff being loaded, unloaded to specifically this. So let's get rid of that one, and we'll get a couple other 4Ks. I think 2. We've kind of been generally using 2, and I think that works quite well. And over here, what we could do is we could now look at multiple loading areas. So if we do that, and we do this, I like that. Then what we still need to do is we need we need a few others. So let's quickly have it. So we need aggregate unloading. So let's go to the aggregate unloading so that we can bring gravel and. So what we're after is bringing in gravel and Gravel and coal. Coal, yeah, we'll bring coal over this way at some point. So the question is actually, what we could do is we could actually run that in here a little bit further, so we make a better use of all of these areas. So let's do this guy right over here, and then we'll get the loading or the storages for the large aggregate. So we're after this one here. Something like that, and we'll do something like this. Actually, I think that'll work. We just need to make sure that we can get the road connection exactly where we want it to be. So maybe if we move it out here a little bit, we can actually get that road connection through there. So let's try that. There we go. So now we've got our aggregate facilities, and the only other piece we will need is the liquid. Do we need to bring cement in here? I don't think so. Maybe we need to. Maybe we need to make provision for it. Yeah, maybe we need to make provision for it. And I'm just wondering, so these things, okay, let's do that to make provision for it for a later stage. If we in fact do need to bring cement over here, cement and aluminum, but I don't doubt that'll be required. And what we can do is we can put a dry bulk storage. Something like that. That should be good and connected. Okay, that's good. So we've got that available over here. Now the only other thing we want is the liquids one. So if we go liquids, do we have a rail? We should have a rail liquid thing, right? We have the modded one. We've certainly got the modded one. What is this guy? Train diesel station, bulk, oil, fuel, loading, unloading. Actually, that's not even too big. I thought it was a big one. I don't know why we're using the other one if this one is okay. We would like to switch it around this way. Okay, so if we do something like that, now we can tie everything up, and it's going to be a pretty good use of this area, general area over here. So now let's quickly link up all of these things. We don't have to get this built straight away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, in fact, clean off some of these things, because now that we've got to go into that general direction, it's probably best for us to see about connecting them all up together over here. So let's bring that one back, and now let's see. So can we now so actually let's try and do, and the question is, can we run something through there? It would have been awesome if we could run something through there, a little bypass track through there. I think we can maybe do one through this way. We can't. So we'll have to have a look at how we do that then. So if we straighten that up a little bit, and we tie that in, yeah, that's good. Okay, now let's, that might not be enough room. So if we, let's run it along a little bit, and then we'll tie it in so that we at least have a little bit of room there. Now the issue that we're going to have here is we want to do this. Yeah, we'll have to trim that back a little bit, and I'm thinking, yes, I think this is awesome. I'm going to do that. Tie this guy in there, and what we'll do is we'll tie this one down over there, and this I just think we tie in over here. So let's remove this a little bit and see about how we really we can't. How come? Let's try it after the bend then. Yeah, maybe we're just in the bend there. That's fine. That is fine. Now let's do that. This is a lot of resilience and redundancy and pieces like that. So now the next one is we'll tie off of where exactly. We do that. So don't tie in there, but this is kind of the idea. So if we do this, it's not quite right. If we do that, that would work. This will not. Wow, this will work. I'm not convinced that is the appropriate thing to do. I'm not convinced that's appropriate. Not that we're gonna have lots and lots of traffic here though. Let's try that. I don't know if you can hear the dog snoring. Dog is snoring it out over here. So if we do something like this and we run that straight again and then we tie that in, oh, that actually looks pretty good. And if we run this one straight up to about here, and we'll tie that in like so, and what we'll do is we'll do that. I like it. I like it. That's pretty cool. Now the question is, do we just run these straight through here, or do we try and do a bypass? We could certainly do a bypass, guys. We could certainly do a bypass. So what I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know if the bypass is really going to be a big thing though. So let's do, if we do bypass all the way down here, well, we'll have to kind of on the way back have a bit of a bypass thing that runs over here. So if we say that, what I'll do is I'll tie that one straight in there, and then what we'll do is we'll see about something like this. Bit of a straight connection through there. We'll tie that one in and get that connection through there. Run this guy straight out of there. We'll tie that back in. Not quite. Now let's get this. You know what? We can just do that straight up here for the resilience sake. And this one, because it's such a short one, we might have to do a little bit of this. Do a bit of that. And of course now we'll need to do is start making our way back over here. Something like that, for instance. But is that the okay shape? I'm just, I don't know. I'm being a lot more pedantic over on this, which is the awesome Ultimagrad. So I'm a little pedantic about what we're actually doing here. So let's straighten that up a little bit. I think that's fairly straight. So now if we tie that in, straighten that up a little bit more. It gives us more room in the future should we need it. Now if we do this, yeah, that's almost better. Now let's see. So can we? Now I'm quite keen. We can do that. Can do this, so we don't use too much room here, and then we can just run this one back straight down there. So let's just do maybe a little bit of this straight through there and tie that one in. And we'll link this up. I think that's going to be just fine. What we'll do is we'll do a bit of this and we'll do that. There we go. That's pretty good, I think. That gets a lot of stuff in here. That gives us a little bit more room to maybe do a few other things in here. It's quite a nice little shape that I hope looks fairly natural. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Yeah, so it's going to come in and out in both directions. That's pretty cool. Now let's quickly connect our road connection sections through here. So will I be able to squeeze something through there? I will not. Oh, actually, there's a few more rails that we're missing. There are a few more rails we're missing right over here. So what I'm wondering is, do we... I think so. I think that's what we do. This should give us a bit of room here. All of a sudden, I'm wondering about that a little bit. I might have to... This is cool. That is cool. I don't mind that. This is not long enough. This is going to spill back if we've got a long train. But we've got a bit of room here. So what we'll do is we'll run it around there. And we will tie it in over here. There we go. That's pretty good. I think that's going to be sufficient. That'll tie back in. Now, the only thing is... Yeah, I think that's fine. So we'll have a little bit of this going on here. It doesn't have to be perfectly square. It's be weird if it's perfectly square, to be honest. Now, what we're interested in is, do we in fact bridge across here, or don't we? So if we do this, I don't think we need to bridge everything, but I think maybe across this section here we may run a bridge. So if we do this, just make sure we understand where all of our road connections go. Okay, so how do we... Yeah, I'm almost tempted to do a bit of a bridge. So if we do something like this, is that too high? That maybe a little bit too high, but so if we bring it in now, let's see. Ooh. We do this, we can in fact tie that in, and this is going to be the first connection point right over here. So what we'll do is we'll tie that in like so. So if we do something like this, right? So now this one can run almost tempted to how many we'll have to run it a little bit like this, and what I think is we'll connect it through there, this one connect through there, that one will connect through there, and then we'll tie this one in like so. Now the only thing is we'll also need to probably run it down this way here. So if we do that and we tie these together, And we should still be able to have loading areas and things like that at some point. So the only thing I'm a little worried about is this thing, is that an appropriate kind of connection through there? I think I'm going to redo that. So let's actually do this thing properly. That might get quite busy. Tie that one in, that's fine. This may get really quite busy. So the question is really, do we, instead of doing that, do we run it like this? Yeah, I'm thinking that's a little bit better. Then let's get rid of these guys. Now, if we do that, and go in both directions. Now, all we need to do is get the something like this going on, and we'll tie that back in there. I feel that's way more appropriate. Ooh, that's very low though. But it's fine. That might be a little tight. That might be a little tight. So what we'll do, I'll bring it off a little later or a little earlier over there, and then we'll try and tie it in. Actually, let's just extend it straight just a little bit more, and then we'll do that. How about that? Yeah, that's way more appropriate. So now we're bridging these guys, especially this is the important one. That's less important over there. Okay, I like it. Oh, we're missing a connection over here, so let's just make sure that we in fact do get a connection out over there. That's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and pay for that. That's pretty expensive, all of this stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and pay for that. I'm going to also go ahead and pay for, and this is the one you need to be a little bit more careful with. Stuff has happened with this. What we'll do is we'll do that, we'll do this, we'll do all of this, do all of that, we'll do all of this. Yeah, see, it kind of works, but I've had some issues with it. Anyway, that's fine. Train is waiting too long. We'll have a look at that right now. That's okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and build all the others as well, because we need to move some stuff in here straight away. So something is stuck somewhere, and we'll have a look at that right now. So let's see, that's done. Now, the train is waiting too long. Where in fact is that happening? Okay, let's quickly figure out what's the problem. Do we have stuff under construction here? Or is it just a matter of... Yeah, we in fact do. So it's a matter of not having... And to be honest, I'm not too fussed by that. What we'll need to do is we'll need to pay for a little more over here as well. So if I just go ahead and quickly sort out some of that, then this should all be good. Let's do that. Get that all sorted out. Now, we should be able to run the guys in here all the way. What I'll do is I will go ahead and commission the remainder of this. And now, for some reason, a few more things are being built. Is that correct? Anyway, that's fine. Just get out of there. That was really weird. Look. All kinds of stuff is now being built. Only up to there, though. Really interesting how some of this works. That's okay. I don't mind it too much. It's obviously not great, but I needed to get this thing up and running straight away so that we can start delivering some stuff over here. So this is Ultimagrad's primary logistics facility, and it's going to bring in most of the things that we need. What we don't have out here though is I'm not going to pause the game because we don't have everything, all of our facilities ready to go yet. So for the time being, what I'm interested in over here is, and we would have been able to run underground piping. So that's something that I'd be quite interested in. So maybe what we'll do, I don't know, let's just do both of them over here. I think that should be fine. As a starting point, at least, this should be okay. So I'll just do 2 facilities over here. That's okay, that should work. Now, I don't think I can run the piping underground there, but we'll see what we can do, in fact. So let's run that straight there and there. We'll pay for all of that. Give me my piping. If I try and do underground piping, I should be able to, but it's working. Nice. So we'll do that. We'll get underground piping sorted out over here. That's fine. Pay for the underground piping. Go upstairs. So now that should be okay. We'll be able to get fuel delivered in this area. That's going to be awesome. At the same time, we can probably then go ahead and pay for those. We need to get power out over here at some point, but I think that's going to be okay. Stopped production. It's okay. Ooh, something cost a lot of money. It's interesting. Something cost us a lot of money. Maybe it's all of these. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't make too much of a difference to us in the end. Okay, so with all of this in place, all we now need to do is have a bit of a look at the various rail facilities. So this one is going to be coal. I want coal stored over there, and this one needs to be gravel, so I'll have gravel stored over this way. Over here I would want to limit the amount, predominantly food please. Yeah, the rest is okay. Electronics and clothes, just minimal amounts should be fine. The rest is okay. That's good, that's good. Over here I would like to limit amounts, and we don't want any crops. Sargrad. Chemicals, not sure that's a requirement straight away. Fabrics, no. Alcohol, we're not putting in here. Food, we're not putting in this side. Clothing, no. Electronic components, mechanical components, plastics. So really, it's those two, and we may need some chemicals over here. So maybe let's leave a little bit of room for some chemicals over here, but really that's the one we need. I might drop that down a little bit more. We generally don't need that many electronics anywhere. Mechanical components will be the big one, but really we're not gonna, yeah, so electronics is for the construction industry, so we will be dropping electronics over here. This one we would like one with steel, no aluminum, steel and prefab maybe, then no bricks, no wood, no boards, and no uranium oxide. So that gives us 2,000, 1,800. Going to limit some amounts over here. No steel, no aluminum, no prefab. We're going to go with bricks and no wood. We're going to have some boards and no uranium oxide. And that gives us, yeah, there we go. So that's pretty good. That should be more than sufficient to sort us out. We want one of these to be no fuel. We want one of them to store bitumen. We want one of them to store fuel. That's awesome. So now all of that could actually work. Now let's quickly have a look at our rail distribution of various things. So bitumen distribution. Once you've done that, and I'm not sure where exactly, actually that's the one fairly nearby. So then I would like you to come in over here and not load anything, but unload for us more bitumen as much as you can basically, and drop that off. So now you're coming in this way. Interesting that you can't make your way in here. Is there something missing? Kind of interesting. I do need to put my my signaling in there. So that's the one. That's that. Let's get the fuel one. Chaos fuel distribution. So after this guy, Let's pop in over here and come and unload any fuel that you could be sorted out. Again, with that same issue though. Quite interesting, quite interesting. Do we have all of our... Oh, it's just, I think we'll sort that out. We'll sort that out. Once we get our signaling up and running, that should be okay. I don't want to run it until we get the signaling done. So that's this. Then we need clothing distribution. So after you're gone there, is this... I have no idea what this is all about. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll pop in over here and drop off some clothing. No, don't wait, but drop off whatever clothing you can drop off over there. That's good. So clothing, we've got food distribution. Do we have numerous food distributions? What is this? This is Automagrad 2. Okay, that's a new, specifically new line. The food distribution. Okay, what we'll do is after you've gone there, you come in over here and you drop off food for us, please. That's good. I need to bring power in here as well. So that's food. We have shopping distribution, which is a few bits of other pieces over here. Why are you unloading? Not too interested in that. What's on this train at the moment? How many trains do we have running this? Just the one. You're loading that there, and somewhere you're unloading. Anyway, that's fine. So here, please add this to the mix and unload. Do I have a different alcohol one? I don't. So let's just unload both alcohol and this. I'm not sure if this train actually still runs alcohol. What would be cool if we can have a look. We can have a look. Yes, it does run alcohol. So why does this warehouse not take alcohol? Oh, because it's not a shopping thing. That's the vehicle construction thing. Okay, so that's the alcohol. So now we've got, the one thing that we still need over here is some meat. Meat is probably a little bit more problematic to us, but we do have a meat rail distribution going out over there, going out over there. You're loading there, then you're going this way. Then I think after that, what you should do is you should pop in over here. And you should unload meat for us. Thank you. That's good. So that's meat. Okay, so that's all of those things are in here. And now what we need to do is get the boards distribution. Where do we want boards? Boards is over here. So we come in over here and we say, unload for us boards, please. That's good. That's boards. Bricks is over here as well. Unload for us bricks. And I'll have to rename these at some point, but let's just get these up and running first. We would like a little bit of steel over here. Well, that's the prefab. So let's get the prefabs all sorted out. Over here, we're going to unload prefabs. Lots of logistics today. I'm going to unload the prefabs, that's good. And the other one we want is steel. Where's my steel? I'm going on the icons as opposed to the names. There's the steel rail distribution. Wow, Sofkus Farms cargo train station. Durbansk Port. I think this is the one. That's the one. Wow, that's interesting. Let's try and drop it in before that one. It should all be connected and workable. I'm not sure if it is, but it should all be workable. So let's just make sure to drop off a little bit of steel over here. So that's good. Now that's everything is now all set up. I'm not dropping off electronics yet. Let's quickly add electronics to the mix. We've got an electronics distribution. Wow, look at that. So Port of Chaos, Hellas, it's going to load at Hellas. So after that, might be a good time to pop in over here. Let's do Port of Chaos. That's a little convoluted actually to do that. But we need to drop off some stuff over here either way. So let's unload these guys and we'll say, there we go. So now all of that's all set up. They should all be able to come and drop off things over here, but let's quickly get a few not mixed signals. Let's get a few of these signals running. Well, we'll have to start ourselves off with a bit of chains and things like that. Got a crossing all the way back here, I think. We'll do a little bit of this, try and get these things all set up. Okay, that's pretty good. What we'll do is we'll get a few of these guys going on. Yeah, we should have room for one over there. And we should have a chain here. Which side are we doing? That's going that way, so it's this guy. Something like that. We'll do probably right there. We may have to. Oh, that's not built yet. Anyway, that's okay. Something like that. This guy's coming out over here. I'm not sure how effective this interchange that we've got here is going to be, but that's okay. Up to about there, that's got its there. Now let's quickly close out, blocks all of these. But isn't this is weird. Go, that should be okay, and what we'll do is we'll get that one sorted out there. Open up that one over there. What we'll do is we need to let's get these all sorted. I think that should be enough space. It might be a little tight. This will go around here. This looks a little awkward. That's okay. This is coming around this way. No, that's the wrong way around. It's this way. That one is something else. We'll do this. We'll do that. Yes, that's good. This one will need to go in over here. That one will need to go in over there. That's all good. All good. Let's block these guys out. Get all of these sorted. That's fine. Get that one in place and get this one in place. I think that's pretty good. We're missing one more little section here. That's awkward how that does that. Anyway, that's pretty good. This is a little. What we could do is we could close these out a little bit, and we probably need is one more chain. Right there. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. A lot. Wow, there's so much happening. Can I quickly do those so we just sort this out a little bit? Looks a little weird over here, but it should be fine. So chains over here. One there. One there. And one here. It's going to be fine. This way, this way. That's a chain. This is going out this way, going out that way. This one's coming through this way. That's a complete bypass. We're going to need a chain up here somewhere. We're going to need a chain over there. We'll need is a chain. Aha, that's the one that we were missing. Okay, I think that's going to be fine. Now what we'll do is we'll get the blocks, sort out the blocks, block over there, block over here. That's still all part of one. That's fine. This one can have a block on this side. This one is, yeah, that's one that have a block right over there, and that'll all be sorted out. What we'll do then is we'll maybe just put a block over here. We'll put a block over there. That's okay. We'll close that one out with a block. Something like this, and what we'll do is we'll just put in a little something over there. Get a chain in here, and we'll put a couple of blocks. Close those out. I think that's all good. All good. Probably need another little signal. Maybe this, maybe a little forward. There we go. And in there we go. That should be all good. So now we should get the guys to be able to get in here. That is still a little problematic in terms of getting through that way, but what we may need to do is just sort out a few more of these. That's okay. This, however, would need to be this way and that way, and that's okay. So that's all good. So the one thing that we're missing now is the ability for these guys to do their thing over here. So what I'll do is I'll actually have a bit of a crossover somewhere over here, and I'm going to go ahead and build that. If we do a bit of a crossover over there, I'm going to pay for that, and what we'll do is we'll chain it up over here. We'll block it out on this side, and over here we'll do some mixed signals. And then hopefully that means everything can in fact get constructed over here without too much effort. Good stuff. There we go. So now the trains should be able to run in here, do their thing. Oh, what I'm doing is I haven't actually done the rest of this, but we can actually run the game while that's going on. Our stuff should work. So let's just get it might actually block it, to be honest. Do we have... Yeah, let's do that so we close out these blocks as soon as possible. Yeah, I think that's good. We don't need... probably need one over here then. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And then that's okay. Probably run one up to about... To be honest, this one needs to be a chain because that's splitting it up into different routes. That one does not have to be a chain, so let's just get a few blocks in here. Well, what we'll do is we'll put a block over there. A little something like this. And we'll add that guy right over there. So now these can run straight through here. What we'll do is we'll get another stop over there. That should be just fine. A few chains. There's a building on fire. Chain here, chain here. Chain there and chain there. And what we'll also need to do is just another block over here. I hope that's sufficient. And we'll get another chain. Yeah, that... all sorted out. We'll get 2 chains over there and a block right over here. Probably another block signal right there. That's going to be okay. Few chains. Something like that should be kind of okay. This one wants to split off, so we'll do a little bit of this. That's okay. We'll do the blocks. My goodness, there's so much. Ooh. Not sure that'll actually work, but what we'll do is if we can... Yeah, that's okay. Doesn't want to work. You know what? Gonna have to extend it just a little bit. There we go. So we'll chain this one up over here, and then we'll do a bit of this. That's okay. So let's do that. So this one should just keep running. To be honest, that's okay. No, it's not. I'll have to do this. And then this one, I'm hoping that'll all work. Okay, that's fine. Let's get some chains in here. It might not work. This might be a problem as well. It's too close. Just take it out just a little further. So we can do a little bit of this. Mark that out there, and we'll do a little bit of this. And there we go. That should now be completely workable, and I'm holding on for some stuff to be delivered over here. What we don't have over here now is power, so we should be able to bring in power. Now the question here is, should we... I'm almost tempted. So this is a pass-through, right? Yeah, this is a pass-through. We're practically at the end of the episode. I would love to see some stuff. Oh, yeah, there's stuff being delivered already. Steel is here. Oh, excellent. That's beautiful. Here comes our first load of bitumen. It's going to be dropped off over here. Oh, I love it when the trains start coming in. That's beautiful. Bitumen? Oh, we don't have power. That's the problem. Some of these things need power. So let's quickly set up our power. Now, what are we going to do with power over here? Are we going to run high voltage underground wire? Can we do that? Can't run it through there. Can't run it through there. So maybe what we'll need to do is run the above ground variety. And I'm kind of tempted to split it off. So we do... but maybe what we'll do is we'll split it off in this area. So I'm kind of tempted we do this. You know what? We don't need to split it off. We'll just run it up. Up here somewhere. Okay, now let's get the modded versions again. Modded power transformers, and we'll get one of these pass-throughs. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking we do over here. That should be able to run a fair bit of stuff into that general direction. A little cautious about power, but if we do something like that, that should give us the ability to run power through here. Let's just do some of that. Pay for that. Give me the it's amazing how little we actually get done. Come on. Okay, we'll pay for that, and we'll pay for this guy. Now, what I'm keen on understanding is, well, we'll need a few of these guys, the power substations. So with that one over there, that'd be pretty good. Then this one over here would be pretty good. They don't need to be... Okay, so we'll do 2 there. That should have everything powered. Now let's just get some power to them. So if we go with these guys, that should be fine. Can we in fact do that? We can. That is good. Let's not start there. Let's go from the middle. So if I do this, so if we do that, that's the one. And we'll do up to here, and then what we'll do is we'll... Really? You don't want us to... That's awkward. Why don't you want to do that? Let's trim that back a bit more, and we'll try that one again. That's just weird, isn't it? Just get it a little bit away. That's awkward. How does that not want to work? So if I try it now we should be able to tie it in. Honestly. Okay, if I... Oh, hang on. Maybe if I unsnap it? Why on earth does it not want to... That is just weird. We do this. Now it does. That is all... I have no idea why that's a thing. We'll go the other way. We'll get some of these footpaths. Well, actually, let's just get that all built. We'll get this built, and we'll tie in a little footpath right over there, and we'll pay for that. So now these things should actually be powered as well. What we're not able to do, and what I think is probably a good idea, is for us to do that. Pay for this guy. What we'll do is we'll get the chain right over here, and we'll get rid of this one, and I'll also do this and that and this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send this guy back to this one, right? I believe that's the one I just did. So let's just send you back right over there. Give you a minute. You'll find your way. So just go back. Now we have power over here. This building is without power supply. Hang on. Oh, this is still under construction. Okay, now it should have a power supply. Excellent. Ultimagrad. Okay, now hopefully we'll get our bitumen unloaded. That's boards coming on in. Throwing it in there. Bitumen, excellent. It'll fill up with bitumen. So we'll have bitumen available. Whether we're going to use it in this spot, I've no idea. We've got boards coming on in. That's awesome. Now I'll quickly reassign some of these. Oh, and we still need tons of stuff over here, right? Let's just quickly reassign some of our guys. We'll obviously want workers to come from over here, though. Whoa, this is a... Oh, we don't have any workers here, right? Fire is in progress. What I am wondering about is where's my helicopter? There it is. Oh, here it comes. Guys, we're going to end it off with awesome... I hope this thing doesn't burn down. Let's slow it down. And let's do this. Oh, look at that. Get some screenshots right over here. Nice. Look at that. I don't think we're actually winning. Oh, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Okay, guys, what's this train? This train's bringing us some clothes. Oh, beautiful. I think we will. Unfortunately, this building is on fire. So Ultimagrad is in trouble over here. But anyway, look at that. That's awesome. I love it. This is the first time I've seen the helicopter do its thing. But I think the helicopter is a pretty big component of something, especially if you don't have any people out over here. I may have to... no, this guy's going to continue to do his thing. I might just stick around for a few nice screenshots. But guys, that's going to be the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll set up the rest of this so that it actually distributes to our facilities over here and move all of these connections to this side so that we can hopefully get things built way quicker. Oh, we've got a few of these guys built. So we should now be able to have, we've got some parking lots. We need more parking lots, I think. But for now, it's going to be okay. We just need to get the distributions going on over here. That's going to be awesome. Guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.